Stop wasting hours building n8n workflows manually when AI can do it in just 60 seconds. I used to spend hours fixing nodes, debugging errors until I discovered this. This is Claude Code, not ChatGPT, not a normal AI. This is different. I just give it a simple prompt in plain English and that's it. It starts building the workflow, creating the form, adding the AI logic, connecting the emails, routing the leads, no dragging nodes, no clicking blocks, and no manual setup. 60 seconds later, boom, the full workflow is ready inside my n8n dashboard. Complete, clean, and production ready. And here is the best part. If there is any error, you don't debug anything. You just tell Claude Code to fix it and it updates the workflow automatically. This is how you can build automations now. What used to take hours now take only few minutes. This is the future of automation. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So these are the steps that we are going to follow in order to build our n8n workflow with the help of Claude Code. So first we'll be setting up VS Code, then we'll be installing Claude Code over there, and then after we'll be creating a project memory, which is a folder where all the files will be stored, and then in stage 3 we'll be installing n8n tools like MCP and skills, and then we have stage 4, which is the main highlight where we are going to build an AI lead routing workflow with the help of a simple prompt. And after this is done, it will be production ready. But before jumping to the steps, let us first try to understand the various kind of AI coding platform which is currently available in the market. So the first option is complete AI editors and the second option is VS Code extension. So if I talk about complete AI powered editors, it is something like Cursor, Windsurf or Z. And when I talk about VS Code extension, it is tools like Claude Code, GitHub Copilot, etc. So now let us try to understand the key difference between AI code editors and VS Code plus AI extension. So if I talk about AI code editors, so it is a brand new editor built around AI. Okay, so it can feel smooth, it can feel magical. So it has high lock-in period because once you enter inside, it will be very difficult for you to leave that platform. So it has smaller ecosystem and for most of the tools, it is paid, it is not free. So now if I talk about VS Code plus AI extension, so it is like adding AI to normal VS Code. So you can switch AI tools anytime. You can keep all your themes, you can keep all your shortcuts, and the best part, it has lower lock-in period, which means it is very flexible. So if you want to stop using it, you can do it whenever you want. And the most important part here is you have to only pay for the AI tool because here the VS Code editor is free of cost. So for our use case where we are building n8n workflow, so VS Code plus Claude Code is the best possible combination because here we are going to get 200k context plus MCP support, and this is stable and flexible. So now let us try to understand what is VS Code. So you remember using Microsoft Word where we type essays. So this is something similar, but this time we are using it to write code and build automations. As per one survey in 2025 by Stack Overflow, more than 70% of the developer uses VS Code for coding. But in our use case, we'll not be doing any coding, so do not worry about that. So now you must have a doubt because you must have used Claude before in the web version or maybe in your mobile app. So it is similar to what ChatGPT does. But now if I talk about Claude Code, this is totally different. Let us try to understand what it means. Claude in browser, it is like a chef giving you instruction of a recipe over a phone call. But when it comes to Claude Code, the chef is going to do everything all by himself, no phone calls. So if I talk in technical terms, normal Claude can't create files, it can't install software, even it can't connect n8n, which means it cannot build any workflow. But if I talk about Claude Code, it has full control, it has access to everything. So it can create files, it can run commands, it can connect to APIs, plus it can build any project. So in simple, Claude Code is terminal first AI assistant, and for our use case, this is the best combination that we can use. One important point that you have to understand is that it will not work in the free version. You will have to go for at least the pro plan, which will cost you around $20 per month. And if you are a heavy user, you can go for the max plan, which will be around $100 to $200 per month. So if you want to know more about the pricing, you can come to this website and you can compare the pricing and you can see the differences and features. So now, first thing first. So before you start, these are the prerequisites that has to be there. So first, you will have to install node.js. Without this, it is not going to work. Second, you will have to have Claude Pro account, which is at least $20 per month. And then you will have to have n8n n8n cloud account or maybe a self-hosted version. And then we'll have to create a folder where we'll be storing all the files that we'll be building inside VS Code. And then the basic terminal access should be there, but this is not mandatory for our use case. So just go to Google and search for download node.js, and then you will get this website, and you can scroll down below, you can select your preferences, and then you can click on download, and after that you'll have to install this. So once this is done, we'll follow all this step one by one. So stage 1, we have to set up VS Code, and then we have to install Claude Code. So for this, just come to Google, just search for download Visual Studio Code, and this is the first link that you will get. Just click there and you can download as per your system requirement. So once you download this, you will have to install it. So after you install it, you'll have to open it. So after opening it, this is what you will see. So now I'll click on open here, and then I'll go to desktop. So I've already created a folder. If you haven't created any folder, you can do it. So I'll click on desktop, and now this is the folder that I've created. I'll select this, and now I'll create a new folder here. I'll name it n8n2. I'll click on create, and now I'll click on open. And this is what you are going to see. So I've already installed Claude Code here, which is why I'm seeing this option here. So in your case, it will be empty. So for this, you can click here on extension and then search for Claude Code. So once you search for Claude Code, this is what you are going to see. Just click here and then you can install it. So after doing the installation, this is how it will look like. So now in my case, I have already done it. I'm not doing it again. So I'll just click here. I'll close this. And this is how the actual homepage will look like. Now we'll have to create a file by the name claude.md. So it is a kind of note that you write for Claude before it starts its work. It tells Claude 3 simple things. First, what is the project about? Second, how it should behave. And third, what tools should it use? So whenever Claude starts, it will first read this note and only then it will process the information. So without claude.md file, it will start like a fresh new person. But if you're using claude.md, then it will understand and remember the old context, and then it will act accordingly. So to create claude.md file, I'll just come here and I'll mention create a claude.md file to build n8n workflow using Claude Code and n8n tools. That's it. Now I'll click on enter. It says, let me first explore the current project structure to understand what's already in place. So it says the directory is empty. I'll create a claude.md file with comprehensive guidelines for building n8n workflows using Claude Code and the available n8n skills. Let me make it big. So it says it has created claude.md with the following sections. Okay, so now if I click here, I can see this is the claude.md file. If I make it big, you can see it has mentioned. So this tool uses Claude Code with n8n MCP tools and skills to design, build, validate, and manage n8n workflows. The following guide documents the available tools, skills, and recommended practices. So available n8n skills. So I can see these are the skills. And then it has mentioned the workflow building process, step 1, step 2, step 3 till step 6. And then it has given key concepts here like the data flow, expression, references, code node patterns, and then it has given common workflow templates, and then it has given some best practices. So if you don't want to waste time or your tokens, you can simply copy paste this in claude.md. So now if you want this claude.md file, you can join my free school community. You can get it there. So now stage 1, stage 2 is done. So now we'll be going with stage 3, which is install n8n tools like MCP plus skills. So now let us try to understand why we are using this. So the reason why we are doing this is because Claude knows JSON and programming, but it doesn't know n8n has 1100 nodes, and there are a lot of information which Claude doesn't know. So Claude has got cooking principles, but it doesn't know how to cook Indian food. So for this reason, we'll be adding this 2 n8n tools. So the first one is n8n MCP server, which will connect to n8n, and it will try to understand all those 1100 plus nodes with 99% accuracy so that it can update and create the workflows. And second, we'll be adding n8n skills so that it knows the expression syntax, it knows the design patterns, so that it knows the best practices and the templates that is used in n8n. So now the question is, how do I add this tool? So for this, just come to Google, just search for n8n MCP server GitHub. Okay, so you'll get this first link. Just open this, and similarly just search for n8n skills GitHub, and then similarly click on this link. So here we have got this GitHub repo. So it says MCP for Claude Desktop, Claude Code, Windsurf, Cursor to build n8n workflows for you. Similarly, if I open this, so this one is n8n skill set for Claude Code to build flawless n8n workflows. So what I'll do now, I'll simply come here, I'll just copy this URL, I'll open my VS Code, I'll paste this URL here, and then I'll come back here in n8n skills, I'll copy this URL again, and I'll open VS Code, I'll paste this URL here. And now I'll simply mention, can you please install these two files, because I'm going to give you a prompt to build n8n workflow, and you will be building me those n8n workflows inside n8n itself. Now I'll hit on enter. So it is looking at the repo and it is trying to understand what they are and how to install them. So now it is asking, what is your n8n instance URL? Okay, so I'll have to give my URL here. So I'll click on other, and now I'll open my n8n dashboard, and I'll just copy this part, and I'll come here in VS Code again, and I'll just paste it here. Okay, I'll click on enter now. Now it is asking, do you have an n8n API key ready? Okay, so you just have to go to settings, API, then create API key in your n8n instance. Okay, so I'll come to my n8n dashboard again. I'll click on settings here. I'll click on n8n API. So here I'll click on create an API key, and now I'll mention VS Code 2. Okay, so expiration date, let me put it as 7 days. Now I'll click on save. And this is my API key. I'll just click here and copy this. I'll open my VS Code here, and now I'll hit on other. I'll just paste the API key that I've just copied, and now I'll click on submit answers. So boom, I can see it is done now for me. So now it says you'll need to reload Claude Code, restart the session for the MCP servers to initiate and connect. Okay, so we'll just click on / and mention clear conversation and hit on enter. So now it's clear. So now we'll do the magical part. So now we'll be building an intelligent lead routing system. Okay, so what will happen here is a user will enter their name, their email and service inquiry. So it will go to an AI agent. The AI agent will analyze and it will categorize, and based on that it will send two emails. The first email will go to the business owner or the customer support team based on the requirement of the customer, and the second email will go to the customer back again as a thank you message. So now we'll be asking Claude Code to build this workflow just by giving our prompt. So now let us see how this works. So we have opened our Claude Code inside VS Code now. So now I'll be giving the prompt. Okay, can you please help me build an n8n workflow wherein a customer will come and a form will pop up. The customer is going to enter the name, the email ID and the services that he or she is looking for. So after this information is submitted, this information will go to an AI agent. The AI agent will use OpenAI's GPT-4o model to think, and after it makes a decision, it will further send this information to Gmail node. So there will be two Gmail nodes. First one will go to the customer service team, highlighting them about the customer that have inquired on our website, and second email will go to the customer itself, thanking them for putting the inquiry and mentioning that the customer service team will reach out to him or her instantly. So this is the workflow that I want. So please build this n8n workflow for me. So you can see I have given this prompt. Now I'll click on enter here and just see the magic. Just wait and watch. So it says I'll build this n8n workflow for you with a form trigger, AI agent with GPT-4o and two Gmail nodes. So let us wait. So now it says the workflow has been saved to workflow.json. Here are the structure. So now I'll just have to open this, but I don't want this. I want to open this directly inside n8n. So I'll just say this. So I don't want to open it locally. What I want is that you go to my n8n instance and build it there itself. I just want to open my n8n dashboard and I'll directly open it from there. I'll hit on enter. Now it says, let me deploy the workflow directly to your n8n instance. It says your n8n instance is connected. Now let me create the workflow directly on it. Boom, it says the workflow has been created directly on your n8n instance. You can now open your n8n dashboard and you will find it there. So this is the workflow name and this is the ID of the workflow. Okay, so let us see how it goes. We'll open our dashboard here and just let me reload this. We can see it is last updated just now. It is customer inquiry form with AI processing. I'll just open this and we have got this. Okay, so this is really magical. So if I open this, we can see these are the details it is asking. Now if I close this, if I open the AI agent, so I can see it has given the prompt and it has also mentioned a system prompt here. So it says you are a customer service AI assistant. Your job is to analyze customer inquiries and generate 2 outputs. And then we have got a Gmail node. If I open this, so here we have to connect our credential. This was not done. I'll simply connect this. And now here the to email, I'll change it to slackai123@gmail.com. And now I'll close this. Let me check this one. And here the account is connected. And here it will send to the customer. This is the subject. This is the message. Now I'll just close this. I'll click on save. And now let me click on execute the workflow. But before that, let me check here. So the model here is selected GPT-4o. Now let me click on execute. Let me enter my name. Let me enter my email ID and then I'll enter the services. So I'm looking for AI automation for my restaurant business. I'll click on submit. I'll close this. Now let us wait and watch, and boom, we can see the email has been sent and this is what I have received. It says, hello customer service team, a new inquiry has been submitted on our website. Customer details, name, email, services. Okay, so I'm not happy with the answer that it has given me. I'm not liking the format. For this, I'll simply just copy this. I'll come to my VS Code. I'll paste it here. I'll mention. So this is the kind of output it is sending to the customer service team. So I'm not liking the format. So could you please change this format and make it better? And please give me an updated version of the n8n workflow that you have just built. Now I'll click on enter. So it says the issue is that the AI agent's raw JSON output is being dumped directly into the email. I'll restructure the workflow by adding a code node. So now it has updated the flow. It has said, go ahead and test it again. The email should now look clean and professional with no JSON code or formatting visible. So this was my workflow. Let me reload this and see. And boom, we can see we have got the updated version here. It has added a code node here. And then if I open this, I think I'll change this email here to slackai123@gmail.com. So now it is good to go. I'll click on save. I'll click on execute workflow. So I'm looking for AI automation for my restaurant business. I'll click on submit. I'll close this. Now let us wait for the response. And boom, we can see we have got the email. Let us open our email and see how it looks like. So it says, thank you Dheeraj for reaching out to us about AI automation for your restaurant business. We are excited to explore how our solutions can help streamline your operations and enhance the dining experience for your customers. So this is an amazing email that it has written. So now let us check the other email, and this has gone to the customer service team. So now it says new inquiry, Dheeraj S. So I'm looking for AI automation for my restaurant. So now it says the name, the email and service requested was this. And after AI analysis, it says Dheeraj S is interested in AI automation solutions for his restaurant business. This suggests he may be looking for ways to streamline operations, enhance customer experience, or improve efficiency through technology. The next step would be to schedule a consultation to better understand. So this is really amazing. It not only builds the workflow, but it also solves any problems, whatever you have inside your workflow. So now if you want the JSON file, or else you want the claude.md file, or else the link to the GitHub repository, you can come and join my free school community where you get all the access for free. So if you enjoyed this video, put a thumbs up and you can subscribe to my channel for more such AI automation videos. Thank you so much for watching.